And good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my morning musings. My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma. I appreciate you being with me. Hey, this is my program number 200. Wow! Didn't realize that until I looked at the counter. Anyway, I am sharing with you some thoughts in response to some viewers' requests. I'm sharing some thoughts on Gog and Magog. My dispensational friends just insist this has not happened. Postmillennial theology insists that Gog and Magog, which, of course, Revelation chapter 20, verse 8, takes place at the end of the millennium, they insist it has not happened. No matter how they might define Gog and Magog, it's still off in our future and consists of another tribulation period. Well, I've been trying to share with you a few thoughts on this. This will be my last installment on Gog and Magog, unless some of you want to send some questions about it for me to address specifically. By the way, last night, which would have been May the 1st, 2012, William Bell and I spent an hour discussing Gog and Magog in response to a question posted in the blog on ad70.net. The hour program is 1 hour long. You can listen to that. Go to www.ad70.net and go to the archives, and you'll see it posted there. We had a lot of fun on the program. I think there was a lot of good material in that program. What I want to share with you in today's program is the fact that Revelation chapter 20 and verse 8 says that at the end of the millennium, Satan is loosed, and he goes out and he gathers the nations to gather them together for the battle of Gog and Magog. Well, unfortunately, that's not a very good translation. The word battle is more appropriately, more literally, the war. That's the Greek text. To gather them together to the war. Now, what's so significant about this is that there are four major texts in the Bible, eschatological text, which specifically mention the war. Isaiah chapters 2 through 4 speaks of the last days, the great day of the Lord, Isaiah 2, 19 to 21, and it mentions the war when Israel's men would fall by the edge of the sword, Isaiah 3:23. This would be the time of the avenging of the blood of the martyrs, Isaiah 4, verse 4. Daniel 9, 24 to 27 gives us the 70-week countdown and talks about the war, which very clearly includes the avenging of the blood of Messiah, who's cut off after the 69th week. Revelation chapter 16 likewise talks about the war, the evil spirits who are sent out. They gather together the nations for the battle, no, not the battle, the war of Armageddon. And oh, by the way, this conflict takes place at the great day of the Lord when he avenges the blood of the prophets that has been shed by Babylon, which is the city where the Lord was slain. And then we come to Revelation chapter 20. And we have the martyrs who are enthroned, waiting for the rest of the martyrs to be created, just like Revelation chapter 6. It's a recapitulation of Revelation chapter 6. So, all four major eschatological passages which foretold the war, and oh, by the way, this is Ezekiel 38 and 39. But all four passages which spoke of the war are posited for the last days. It's the great day of the Lord. And what's interesting is 3 of the 4 passages are emphatically and specifically concerned with judgment on Israel for shedding innocent blood. All 4 of them are very clearly involved with the vindication of the martyrs, filling up the measure of the martyrs and the vindication of the martyrs. And all 4 of them concern the day of the Lord in the war. Now here's the question. Since 3 of the 4 discussions of the war are very clearly and undeniably about the judgment on Israel for shedding innocent blood. When we come to Revelation chapter 20, and we find the exact precise motifs, where is the contextual justification for creating another, the war for the avenging of the blood of the martyrs? There is no contextual justification. The war, the reference to the war in Revelation chapter 20 and verse 8, pretty clearly, thematically, ties it to Revelation chapter 16. But the war of Revelation 16, once again, is the time of the avenging and the rewarding of the prophets. Well, guess what? The time of the rewarding of the prophets was at the time of the judgment of the city where the Lord was slain. Revelation 11, 8 through 18. So, if therefore the war of Revelation 16 is the war of Revelation chapter 20, then we have definitive proof that the war of Gog and Magog is in fact Armageddon of Revelation 16. And we also have definitive proof that Gog and Magog was in fact the time of the judgment of Israel in AD 70. Hey, thanks for joining me for this morning's Morning Musings. We appreciate so much you being with us. Don't forget, I've written a book, The Last Days Identified, in which I discuss most of the major last days prophecies to be found in the Bible. I demonstrate that the last days are not to be identified as the Christian age, nor are the last days to be identified as the Christian age as an entirety. They refer to the last days, the last generation of Israel's Old Covenant age. Go to my websites, www.bibleprophecy.com or www.eschatology.org. Order the book, mention that you saw the offer on YouTube, and I will refund your shipping. That saves you $5, quite a savings. So take advantage of the offer today. Thanks again for joining me. Don't forget, if you have a suggestion for something for me to discuss on my Morning Musings, send me an email. Thanks again for joining me. We'll see you on the flip side.